everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row. Today I wanted to go over how to start sweet potato slips. In the past I have ordered slips from Berlin Seeds. They have excellent potatoes, sweet potatoes, They kind of have excellent plants of everything. But this year, I definitely wanted to start my own. I've done that before. We've had great success with it, but sometimes I wait too long and then I don't get to start my own, so I have to buy them. And so I thought, you know, with there being such issues with the supply chain and some of the seed places are just unable to get things in right now, we all have to know how to do this ourselves. And so this is so important right now that I felt I better make a video. So, so today I'm gonna use our own sweet potatoes that we grew last year. We actually got so many sweet potatoes. We filled a giant trog full of sweet potatoes, and that was just from like 1.5 8-foot beds. And we grew other things in the beds as well. So lots and lots of nutrition. I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but they come out with like a heart-shaped leaf, and that leaf can be eaten in your greens. That is nutritious, of course, like all the other greens are, but the sweet potato is so nutritious. I mean, it's packed full of vitamins and minerals. If you grow them in your own soil, then you also know what has gone into it. And so it's completely safe to eat the skin, and it's loaded with vitamins. So vitamin A for sure. And on the sugar index, it's lower than a regular white potato. But these are just wonderful things to grow. What you're gonna wanna look for is on your sweet potato, like I could cut this one in half because the potato had dimples on both ends. You're gonna be looking for these dimples or eyes. You can already kind of see, I don't know if you're able to see it, but there's like threads kind of coming out of that dimple. That it's trying to root. And so, unlike a white potato, sweet potatoes are a root. And so when you stick them in water, they want to root. So it's literally as simple as that. You get toothpicks or skewers or whatever you can find to hold these up. And you're gonna want to make sure you don't put it in an eye, like right here. This is not exactly dimpled, but it is an eye. But you're gonna wanna put it in a smooth place. You'll stick in the toothpick, and then on the opposite end, again, make sure it's a smooth place and stick it in. And then I like to do a third one just to make sure that there's balance. And then you get a container. I personally like canning jars. They're extremely useful. You just fill it with water. And you make sure, woo, that was a bit much. And you just make sure, there's not, that the bottom of the potato has contact. Now I cut this potato in half just to kind of show you what it looks like, but you don't have to cut them in half. I mean, you can put the entire potato down, and so we'll do that really quickly. So actually, let's do this. This is just loaded with eyes, so we should get a good amount of slips on this one. About halfway up the potato, I just go ahead, again, make sure you're on a smooth part, don't stick it in an eye. You put your 3 toothpicks in, you put them in your jar, and you fill it, whoops, up to almost the top. I mean, you don't want to make a mess. And so maybe about once a week, or whenever it like maybe every 2 weeks, depending on the heat in your house, depending on just how these start to grow. Or if you come by and if the water's kind of stinky, you'll want to dump those out and put fresh water in. But what will happen is little plants will grow out of these eyes. The reason why some people cut them also is the ones that are underwater sometimes won't grow roots. Sometimes I've had them grow roots. Actually, I've had them grow roots before the top did. So whatever works for you. Maybe you don't have all those potatoes, but today I'm just gonna finish out what I've got, and then I will come back and I'll show you what I've done. Set up 10 canning jars filled with the sweet potatoes, and those will create slips. In the past, we have had anywhere from 3 to 15 slips on a potato. I went ahead and did 10 canning jars just to kind of cover myself. And I used like a little bit of the thinner, longer potatoes. Typically, you want to save out your best ones. Like when we do garlic, we get our biggest, best bulbs to take our seed from. But because these are roots, I'm not saying to use bad potatoes, but having like the thin, skinny ones just is more conducive to the canning jars for us. I've seen other people use different methods for rooting these. Like some people put them in like a large pan and they fill it with potting soil and keep it really, really damp, and then just put the sweet potato in it and it's gonna root. This is the most conducive for us, and I try to stick this in not a hot place, but you know, a warmish place, and which is in our living room. That's where we're at right now, and you know, because this room stays the warmest in our house. We heat by fire, so it's gonna stay like in the 60s in this room. So. But you'll have also something one of my sons had said to me is, can you use potatoes from the store? And you could probably try organic potatoes. Most potatoes, including sweet potatoes, are sprayed with an inhibitor so that they don't sprout. Because again, you never know how long something's been sitting in a grocery store. So they don't want you to know the age of what's been sitting in the grocery store. So they spray it with an inhibitor so that it doesn't sprout. But a lot of places that have organic, those are not sprayed. So you could absolutely try if that's the kind of potato that you want to try to work with. We have wonderful seed and it lasts forever in storage. I think we dug these up last year in September, and we are still eating sweet potatoes, and they're delicious. And the longer they sit in storage, the sweeter they get. So sweet potatoes are like the thing to grow because you get 2 crops out of it. You get the green, and then you also get the root, known as sweet potatoes. So that is about all I have to say about sweet potatoes. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And remember, if we can garden, anyone can.